Guitar strumming tips for beginners. Now that's a subject that really needs to be shared, and I get so many inquiries, whether it's on jimmydillon.com or people that I teach at gigs, whatever. They want to know what is the magic sauce into getting a smooth strumming technique, especially on acoustic guitar. Now, if you're using a pick, and a lot of people do, probably most people do at some point, the way your wrist moves, you have to get like a really flowing movement in your wrist, kind of relaxed but firm. Okay, so that's kind of a little bit tricky. So I'm holding my pick like this. Everybody has a different way of doing it, and we have lots of different techniques. But I'm holding it firmly, but not too tight. Okay, and in terms of the gauge of the pick you use, I'm using a medium pick. Some people like really stiff. Some people like lighter gauges. That's a personal preference. But one thing for sure is you want a really easy flowing kind of strum. So you see how easy how relaxed my right hand is? Now you'll notice if I move my right hand up and down on the body of the guitar, we're going to get a different sound. Now watch. I'm going to do something really mellow now. I'll go a little more up here. See, it's kind of warm and dynamic. Conversely, if I go down by the bridge, it's real bright, very focused, and in the middle is how you would expect it to be. Now the way you attack it too is important. You don't want to be playing super hard all the time or super soft all the time. Probably a good rule of thumb for me as a singer-songwriter is, if you're doing an intro and you want to come in strong, you'll be fairly aggressive. Getting after it pretty good, right? It's all about the energy of the intro. And if you get into a verse, you want to kind of lighten up and maybe have a little space. Let's see how I'm doing here. Because the guitar as a drum, I should say, it's a rhythm instrument. So you want to make sure you have a real good sense of timing, time, touch, taste, all those important things. And then if you get into a verse feel versus a chorus feel, obviously you get bigger on the chorus. And then if you get into a verse, you might want to mute it a little bit. I spoke a little bit about muting on my electric course. If you take the right side of your palm of your hand and your right hand and you kind of lay it down here on the strings, you're going to get a lot of control as opposed to jingle jangle. That's fine. When you want it to be big, that's okay. But when you're in a verse mood where you want it to get intimate or quiet or tighten it up, you can lay down your palm on here and get Now you'll notice that I'm muting on my bass string, but I'm letting a little bit ring out in the middle. So for beginners, they want to learn the easy strum technique. You can start out lightly, maybe with even a lighter pick, and just kind of practice this. There's many different patterns. We get into it on different lessons. In this case, I'm just doing. Nice, easy rhythm. It really doesn't your right hand is relaxed and firm, and you understand that by playing down here, it's bright, and here, it's mellow. So you're going to end up mostly in here. But the way you attack the strings is hugely important in terms of dynamics, touch, tone, taste, and that kind of stuff. And then lastly, rhythmically, you want to make sure you're in the pocket. So sometimes it's good to play along with records. If you don't mind playing along with a click track or a metronome, it's helpful getting your timing right, or a good drummer, because a lot of times on acoustic guitar you don't have a drummer, you might not have a band, a bass player or anything, so you are the clock, you are the rhythm section. So you got to get that right hand really steady. And lastly, I want to tell you in terms of this, even as a solo artist, which I do plenty of, an acoustic, sometimes less is more in terms of the way you play and the way you approach the guitar playing. So be mindful of that, dynamically and otherwise, and have fun with it. All right. I'll see you down the road.
My friend Jimmy has the coolest guitar lessons. Go to jimmydillon.com/free and get all your amazing gifts. He's the best. Roll! Rock and roll! Stay awesome and rock and roll!